regularly. When the letters from Quentin arrived, her father always summoned her to sit by him in the comfortable living room of the big brick house on Walnut Street, while he read the letters aloud. Occasionally he would pause to comment on them. "A remarkably sensitive young fellow," he said on one of these occasions. "He understands my music as well as any of the critics, and he is especially fond of my new waltz." Her father, a thin, austere man, paused for a bleak smile. "And now he has begun asking about you." Lara blushed. Why should he be interested in me? "I think the way he phrased it was to inquire if you were as lovely as my music." He chuckled. "I told him you had inherited your late mother's fragile beauty, that you were as blonde as I am now gray, medium of stature and with a fine figure, and possessed earnest gray eyes set in a face of even beauty and of demure expression." It was her turn to laugh. "I'm sure he thought you were indulging in a song lyric rather than a description of me." Her father had regarded her fondly. "On the contrary, I would say I gave him only a true picture of you. It worries me that you are confined here, taking care of me rather than mixing with people your own age and enjoying the male admiration you so richly deserve." "Oh, nonsense," she protested. "Being able to nurse you makes me happy." Her father's thin face had shadowed. "When I am gone, you will be so lone. I worry about you a great deal. You will find it difficult to build yourself a new life." She had refused to listen to him, as she always did when he began to talk in that fashion. The thought of her father's impending death was too frightening to contemplate. And when the end came a few months later, she was shattered by her loss. It was then that young Quentin Collins had begun writing directly to her. She had first written him of her father's passing as soon as she was well. Several letters addressed to her parent had meanwhile piled up. In her sorrow she'd written, "I will always appreciate your deep interest in my father's music and your kindness in writing to him, and I shall always think of the waltz you enjoyed so much as the waltz of Quentin Collins." Her letter brought a prompt reply from the young man. "I only regret that problems here at Collinwood keep me from making a journey to Philadelphia," he wrote. "I would so much like to meet you in person and talk to you of your father's work." She'd replied by thanking him and explaining that she had been ill. Because of that, she went on to say, "I am not looking forward to the humidity and wicked heat of this city in the months ahead." Quentin Collins had then sent her the first of his several invitations. "You would be a most welcome guest at Collinwood. My brother and I would try to make your stay here pleasant. And my great-aunt Erica and her youthful companion, Catherine Edmonds, would offer interesting feminine company. Please give this invitation serious thought." Lara had. It was 1895, and social conventions were not nearly as stuffy as they once had been. People would not think it strange of her to visit this fine young man, since he had been a long-time correspondent of her late father, and especially since he had suitable chaperones in his home. The invitation was tempting, and yet she put it off. The letter that came in mid-May had a tone of urgency different from the others. In it, Quentin wrote, "I have been rather unwell lately myself, so it would be a great kindness to me if you would come and visit Collinwood. I know having you here would do wonders in restoring my health, and I think our Maine salt breezes and pleasant sunshine would be beneficial to you. We have a fine coastal boat service linking us directly with Boston. Its one disadvantage is that it arrives here late at night, but that is